Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to yet another prediction video surrounding Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. Yes, you heard that right, Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. This is going to be my prediction for what the roster could potentially be. Now, I know there was no confirmation of FighterZ 2. There have been zero rumors about FighterZ 2. There's literally nothing surrounding FighterZ 2. So I thought this would be a fun video idea. So that's why I had my buddy Soul come around and help me make the perfect Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 roster. I will have all of his links in the description below. Please go ahead and check him out. He does fantastic work. He does a lot of thumbnails, banners, you name it. He is a graphic designer and he does a very, very good job. But now, let's go ahead and check out what the roster has in store for you guys. Let's move on. So hopefully this looks good for you guys. I know it's just a black screen with a lot of black squares and some coloring behind, but it's going to be all the characters, I promise you. So after I'm done showing you every single character, I will show you the whole entire character select screen, and let me tell you, it is beautiful. So for the first three characters I think are going to join are going to be Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. But of course, these are not the ones we had in Dragon Ball FighterZ. This is going to be the Goku from Super Hero, the Vegeta from Super Hero, and of course, Gohan from Super Hero. Now, if FighterZ 2 got transformations, then of course, these guys would all have transformations. But adding these versions of the characters felt right. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be a spoiler or not, so just cover your ears for a couple seconds, or I'll put a timestamp to when you can skip to so you don't hear this. Dragon Ball Super Hero takes place after the events of the Moral Arc and Granola Arc. So having these versions of the characters makes a lot more sense. So these are the versions of the characters that are at their top level. Next up on the list is going to be Piccolo Pan and Android 18. Yes, we are continuing the Dragon Ball Superhero hype train with the three characters that are also going to be in the movie. Piccolo, of course, is having a starting role in the movie along with Gohan, so of course they are going to be both in this roster. He would have some sort of level 3 or a transformation that allows hhim to go into his Super Namekian form that he has in the movie. Of course, they would have to definitely improve his playstyle because right now in Dragon Ball FighterZ, he's kind of useless. His neutral is completely destroyed. Well, ever since Android 21 Labco came out.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
And you guys know how I preach about having more females in the game. That is why I wanted to make sure we add Kid Pan and Android 18. Kid Pan would definitely have to join. Now, I don't like GT Pan because all she does is say, Grandpa, Grandpa, Grandpa! But this little warrior looks like she's going to be the complete opposite version. And you know what's funny? She's almost as tall as Kid Goku GT, so she could almost be like the new Kid Goku GT, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. Android 18 might keep the same playstyle as before. In their Tournament of Power, she worked alongside Android 17 for the majority of her time there. And spoiler alert, I did not add Android 17 to the list. That's right. That is why I feel like we should probably keep her playstyle the same. That way he has some sort of cameo. Next up on the list is going to be Big Gotenks, or Fat Gotenks, however you want to call them, Beerus, and of course, Broly. I wanted to opt for Goten and Trunks to be in the list as separate characters because I would love for them to have different screen time and show their powers separately. But from what the promo has shown, it seems like Big Gotenks is going to have a bigger role. That's why I opted to go with him. Plus, it seems like he'd be a funny character. He wouldn't be as crazy as his other Gotenks in Dragon Ball FighterZ. Depending on how they use him in the movie will probably make me change my mind. If they make him a complete goofball, I'll probably take him off. But Beerus, obviously we need Beerus in the game. I love Beerus regardless in Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think he's great. He is a fantastic character. He's so cool to watch, and people who use him are pros with this character. I love watching. Beerus, I wanted to see more of. I wanted to see if they can maybe expand his god powers and make him a little bit more of a threat. He is very good in FighterZ, but if they decided to add more to his kit, then he would be a crazy character to play with. Maybe some people would opt for Whis because he wasn't in the game. Obviously, he was there in the game in the intro, but he was never actually a playable character. But you guys know, Whis is an angel. He literally can't get hit, and he is honestly above everybody else in power, so this dude is OP. I don't think that would be fair to add him to the game. And of course, I had to add the boy Broly. It seems like in this movie, he's going to try to hone his powers and really become a very good companion with the Z Fighters. Now, from what I've heard and things I've read, he might tap into some other powers. We don't know. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm not going to say what's going to be tapped into what. You guys are going to have to find out in the movie, and of course, if you guys want to go check some other videos, go ahead and do so. Maybe spoil yourself. I don't know. But Broly is going to be a good one. And since Dragon Ball FighterZ didn't really do him a lot of justice, his framework is terrible. He needs some more help. He's good with damage. His combos are super long, but he just needs the help. So next up on the roster is going to be Gamma 1 and 2 as one character, the mysterious antagonist from Dragon Ball Superhero, and Ultra Ego Vegeta. I don't know why I said that so weird. I said Vegeta. Now, I mentioned Gamma 1 and 2 back in my other video I made. I'll put in the eye above right now, where I talk about how Gamma 1 and 2 could possibly join Dragon Ball FighterZ, where Gamma 1 would act like Android 18. So if Gamma 1 were to call upon Gamma 2, they could go for mixes, combos, all that good stuff. Now, I did notice in some of the trailers that both these guys have completely different moves. So if that were to be the case and Gotenks became a goofball and I didn't want him anymore, I would make it so Gamma 1 separate from Gamma 2. Next up is going to be the mysterious antagonist in Dragon Ball Super Superhero. As you can tell, the shadow of the character, well, it's Cell. We don't know if it's going to be Cell. Everything that's been leading up to this movie has been Cell, but people are suggesting that since Cell is being promoted so much right now leading into this movie, that Cell could definitely be the guy. But whoever it's going to be, they would definitely make the roster for FighterZ 2. Next up after that, we are moving into the Granola arc, which is of course Ultra Ego Vegeta. Vegeta's character development is small in this arc, but it's good. He realizes he's not good enough for this power. He knows himself that he can't go back to his evil ways of destroying everything. It's just not what he is anymore. But the power that he used against Granola, this Ultra Ego, it was so good to see. It was clean. The transformation was sick. I love this look. He looks fantastic. He would definitely have to be in the game. If you guys looked at the other roster from Dragon Ball FighterZ when it first began, we had two versions of Goku and Vegeta. You had Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta at the start of the game, and of course, if you guys pre-ordered the game, you would have gotten Goku Blue and Vegeta Blue. So starting off with two versions of the guys just to match that game would make sense. Next up in this crazy roster is going to be Granola, Gas, and Perfected Ultra Instinct Goku. Granola is probably one of my favorite character designs in Dragon Ball. The dude is just built so sick. I was going to make it so where it's his full power version, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, if that was going to be like a level 3 transformation or what, because then eventually he uses both of his eyes and they go red, so he's able to lock onto everything and have perfect accuracy. His partner Oatmeal would definitely not be there if that were the case, because then he wouldn't need him at all. If he wasn't going to be full power, he would definitely be zoning. Even if he was full power, I think he'd still be zoning. He just seems like the zoning kind of character. When I first saw Gas in the Granola arc, I was so surprised, but I also was like, this is the coolest character I've ever seen in my life. The way he's able to make these different key weapons out of his arsenal is such a cool design. It's so cool. I know he had a full power version too. He pretty much goes into his primal mode, is what I think they call it, but eventually he does control that power, and that's why he looks like this. So with his key weapons, he would probably be one of the coolest characters in the game, without a doubt. Now next up, of course, is going to be Perfected Ui Goku. Yes, perfected. If you guys read the Moro arc, this is pretty much when Goku completely perfects Ultra Instinct. Now he hasn't perfected it just yet, because in the next arc, in the Granola arc, he explains that he still has yet to master it. But in the Moro arc, a lot of people are calling this Perfected UI. In the fight against Moro, Goku pretty much is able to grab a Susanoo. Now I'm not sure if you guys have watched Naruto, but if you guys have, you guys know that Sasuke, Itachi, and Madara have a Susanoo. A Susanoo is basically this humongous creature that they are able to form out of their chakra. That's basically what Goku did against Moro, so that's gonna be in the game, like 100%. And obviously, since we have Ultra Ego Vegeta, it makes sense to have Perfected UI Goku. And now the last three for this row is going to be Moro himself, Beerus, and Golden Frieza. Moro at the time when he first was shown was probably one of the most evil characters you'd see in Dragon Ball. He eats planets and takes people's ki to make himself more powerful. I will admit I am one of those people who did not like this design so much. I think the design before this one for Moro was a lot better. The other one was a lot more unique and it didn't look like a Cell/Hit ripoff. But either way, he is still a really cool character. One idea that my buddy and I had is that once he's on the ground and you're also on the ground, he's able to drain some of your ki as you're fighting. I know it sounds pretty intense, but that's what he does. He drains your ki. He is a planet eater. Once he's on your planet, you're pretty much getting drained, baby. He can also take your powers. He took Vegeta's Big Bang attack. I don't want to get into too many spoilers in case you guys want to read the arc, but he does take the power of a very strong ally. And that's pretty much what Moro can do. If he touches you with his little orbs on his hand, he can pretty much take your powers. So that could also be an interesting style for Moro in the game if he could actually take your supers. But next up, this is where my hypocrisy definitely kicks in. I know I said I didn't want to add Whis because he's an angel and that's pretty OP, but Beerus is also an angel, and that's pretty OP. But the thing is, Beerus is just cooler. Yeah, I said it. Beerus is cooler than Whis. My man's Beerus has a staff. What else could you ask for? The only thing I will say about Beerus is that he does fight Moro for a very small portion of the arc. And when I mean very small portion, I mean it's very, very short. We all know he's part of the Galactic Patrol, so he also has his little gun, so maybe he could use that, you know, I don't know, but I just want to see him in the game because he's such a cool character. And lastly on this row is Golden Frieza. I thought to myself, you know, Frieza in Fighters right now kind of sucks. He's not that good. I do like the way they made Golden Frieza a lot more useful, but what if they made it to where Golden Frieza is permanent? Obviously, he wouldn't be as crazy as he is when he's in golden form in Fighters, but they would at least tone that down and make it to where he's good and a lot better than he is in Fighters. And whenever you see Frieza, he pretty much always fights in his golden form. When he fought Toppo and Jiren, he was in golden form for both those fights. And he was also in golden form versus Broly. That's why I'm saying Frieza should just stay golden. He should just be in golden form the whole time. And now we're on to the last row, and those first three of the last row are going to be Trunks from Goku Black Arc, Dabura, and Raditz. We all know that Trunks is not in the greatest of places in Fighters right now. He's not that good. Since this is going to be the Goku Black version of Trunks, he would have a little bit more help. At least I would hope. Hope. We know they added his dramatic finish in Fighters with Zamasu, but if they would make that like a level 3 for him, where he has that big, huge, like, spirit sword thing, or he has that god mode rage, whatever they want to call it, that'd be kind of cool to add it to him. They'd have to rework his style, because right now the dude is sauceless. He doesn't really have anything that can help you in battle. He has a beam. That's great. And he's just not that good right now. So Trunks is in need of a redemption arc, and this game could just give him that. Now, Dabura, I have given many shoutouts for Fighters itself. I wanted to see the character in the game from the get-go. The dude's got a sword. He can spawn different weapons. He's got a spit that can make you freeze. He's got fire. The dude's got it all. He's really good. His kit would be amazing in the game. I would love to see this guy join. Now, Raditz would obviously need to join. He would be the replacement of Nappa and base Vegeta. He would be the Saiyan Saga guy. I'm surprised he hasn't even joined Fighters. I don't know how that hasn't happened yet. Maybe if there's a season 4, but if they don't do that, then he would have to be in this game. So now we're down to the last 6 of the roster. Now I hope you guys have played your fair share of Ocarina of Time, because you're gonna need a flute for this one. Next up is going to be Tapion, Android 13 Full Power, and Pycon. Do you guys like that joke? Because in Ocarina of Time, you have a flute, and you play the flute, and then like Tapion has a flute, and he plays the flute. You get it? So Tapion, probably one of my favorite characters in Dragon Ball Z, or as a movie character. I mean, look at this man. He looks like he's straight out of Zelda. He's got a sword, a flute. The flute could play like it does in Xenoverse 2, where it protects yourself and bursts someone away from you. His sword would be his key weapon to all of his attacks. If you guys wanted to have a better opinion on the character and how he is in the game, I would definitely go to Xenoverse 2, because they do a very good job at showcasing what the guy can do. I mean, maybe his level 3 could be like summoning Hyrudegarn and just blasting you. That would be kind of cool. You know what? Hold on a minute. That sounds pretty cool. I mean, if Super Baby 2 could go Great Ape in Fighters, bro, add him in. Add Hyrudegarn. I mean, he'd take up the whole screen, but go ahead and do it. Android 13 Full Power. That trucker hat, man, he wouldn't wear it. I mean, maybe in the intro, that'd be kind of cool to see that. But my man, the man who nutshot Goku so hard that he busted his balls. The man that snapped Vegeta's back in half. What a guy. The man that completely destroyed Trunks. Well, lad, this dude would probably be the next grappler of the game. He would be the next Z Broly, if you want to say that. Since he would be a grappler, people will learn to hate him. People like me. He does have some decent moves and supers, and I know some are generic, but since he's an android, they do all share the somewhat of the same style. But since we are in need of a grappler, we got our guy right here. Pycon's style fits Fighters perfectly. It just doesn't make sense how he's not in the game already. I love this man. His supers are so unique, and I know in the Fusion Reborn, he kind of just got swept aside, and as like a side character, he was yelling at a bunch of jelly beans and didn't really do much and got clapped by Janemba in one hit. But if it wasn't for him, we would have never got the auto combo for Janemba. So I thank you, Pycon. But overall, Pycon does deserve his chance, and I think he would be great for the game. But now we have made it to the last 3 characters of the roster. If you guys want to, put your thoughts right now in the comment section below who you think the last 3 are. I'll wait a little bit. Go ahead, do it. Do it. Did you do it? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go with the last 3 characters right now. They're going to be Future Gohan, Bojack, and Omega Shenron. I probably destroy your predictions so hard, but guess what? These are the last 3 characters I opted for Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. Future Gohan is one of those characters that a lot of people wanted to see in Dragon Ball FighterZ, and I will be honest, I was not too keen on him joining, but now I've seen the light. We had 2 Gohans to start with in Dragon Ball FighterZ, one being Teen Gohan and of course Adult Gohan, and now this game would have Gohan from Superhero and of course Future Gohan. And Arc System, if you add this character, please, if you're gonna have him play with one arm, just take the arm off. Don't have him do this and fight like this and have his arm just dangling everywhere like he does in Xenoverse 2. Please don't do that. We know his arm's gone. It's in the anime and manga. Just take it off. But future Gohan definitely's got to join. I want to see this guy in action, especially with just one arm. I want to see how he would play, especially in fighters in a 3v3. That would be interesting to see. Bojack, I know some people don't care for. Bojack isn't one of the most liked Dragon Ball Z movie characters. I, for one, actually liked Bojack. He could be the next Ginyu of the game and have his squad come up and help him along the way, just like Ginyu does. Or he could start in his full power form and just be a grappler and zoner at the same time. Pretty much Z Broly. So with that being said, let me know how you guys feel about Bojack. If you guys wanted to see him be like a Z Broly type character or like a Captain Ginyu type character. And lastly, we have Omega Shenron, because he didn't join in fighters for some reason. I thought he was going to be the other character with Gogeta 4, but no, they didn't add him. So I want him in this game because I love Omega Shenron. I don't know why people hate on this man. I think his kit works perfectly for the game. I've said this many times. I have a moveset video I could work on, which I have not done yet. It's still sitting there. I go over everything that can be added, all the Black Star balls, giving him the power from each one. He has all these different options for moves, and he has his grab, his Dragon Thunder. He has so much to offer, and I want him in the game. So overall, guys, this is the roster of Dragon Ball FighterZ 2, or at least my roster. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, this is the full character select screen of Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. Again, shout out to my guy Soul who made this for me. He did an incredible job. So this is my full Dragon Ball FighterZ 2 character roster. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you guys want to change anything, add anybody, or what your roster would look like. And so with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Again, shout out to my buddy Soul for helping me make this. It looks absolutely beautiful. Again, I will have all of his links in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.